And a very good afternoon to you all. 12 noon here in the UK, 8 a.m. Eastern Time or 5 a.m. Pacific Time, because your clocks changed yesterday. So a bit of a change over the next couple of weeks before ours do in about 2 weeks' time. If you didn't already know by now, my name is Craig Laird and I'm here with you Monday to Friday for that first hour with a guest, with it being Wake Up Call, and then we go into a half-hour craft vault after that 1 hour slot. So what have we got today on Crafters TV? We've got a jam-packed day. Now, we're going to be starting with, we say a launch day. However, Craig, I launched it on Saturday night. I launched it, I was kicking and screaming, and I got my way on Saturday night. Not only did I launch it, I've nearly sold it out. Eek. So, we're going to be showcasing that again on launch day today. If you're going to go for buy the bundle, you are going to be saving over 25%, but we're going to be going over there. It might even sell out on this show, so you do want to be quick when it comes to the Hunky Dory. Either way, Sarah will be back later on with a Hunky Dory show. What'll be in it? Don't know. And then we've got Monday Makers. The Queen herself is back in the building, Miss Debbie Robinson. She's going to be in. So she's going to have the creator cards. So if you go for the creator cards today, you're going to be saving over 25%. But she's also got a few other things as well. The spinner and also the birth month floral stamp. Spinners, you're going to be saving over 25%. The birth month stamp, over 20%. But then, craft vault. Craft vault, as I say, straight after this 1 hour, whereas everything within that half-hour slot is going to be 3 for the price of 2. Another perfect way to stock up on some goodies. So when you're across on the website, always check them out too. But it's March, we're still in March, we're what, the 15th, so we're round about that halfway point, which means we've still got our National Craft Month giveaway going. We've got a biggie that's coming up at the end of the month where you could be winning a Gemini Pro and also one of the rotating discs. So all that you need to do is just follow that address. I'm not even going to attempt to read it out, but just follow that address, or of course you can go onto the website as well for a lot more information. But what we've also got as well on a daily basis, we have got a crafting giveaway to celebrate Craft Month. So all that you need to do is just comment, whether you're on YouTube or whether you are on Facebook, comment away. Now, of course, it's going to be nice if you can then maybe ask some questions or show what you've been making or say what you've been making. But in reality, all you just need to do is just give us a comment. Your names will be put into a random selection. One lucky winner is going to be winning that goodie coming up later on today on the last show of the day, which is Monday Makers, 7 p.m. here in the UK or 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 noon Pacific Time. But it is Monday, as I keep saying. So do you know what that means when it comes to a Monday? It means we've got our brand new Get It, Got It, Good. This week's Get It, Got It Good is our staycation. We've got our stamp sets, we've got the dies, we've got the stamps, the dies together. We're including that paper pad as well. £44 here in the UK, $53 in the United States of America. You're getting the Happy Camper, the Simple Life, Road Trip, Life's a Beach, and as I say, that patterned paper as well. You can then be die cutting with them, you could be stamping them, using them together, use them individually. Maybe you want to create your own scenes, you absolutely can do, and that is your current Get It, Got It Good. That is now another one that you do need to check out as well. I know it's only Monday, but that is an awesome Get It, Got It Good for this week. So do check that one out as well. So what we're going to do is we are, as I alluded to right at the very start there, it is launch day today with Sarah and Joe. Joe is in for the full spell today, and he's also going to be joining me just very shortly for Wake Up Call. Launch days you can see right at the top of your screen right there. So this is your Hunky Dory Buy the Show collection. Now, if Ben's watching, I apologise, Ben, but it is limited stock. Do we have a green banner, do we, or not yet? Not yet. Do it? Have we got the limited? It's just, yeah, So here we go, there we go. Oh, look at that, hey, limited stock. Screen on the screen, which means... Thank you, Johnny and Charlotte. Thank you. You wouldn't think there's someone else in the studio with me today, Joe? Would you? Someone else could have shouted. Just you laugh. You worry. So yeah. So yeah, so it is limited stock when it comes to the buy collection. So you can see it right here, £83.51 here in the UK, $123.22 for you guys dollars. You're already getting that good saving as it is. Going across on the website, if you are in Club Inspire, which many of you are, you're going to be paying even less than that. So when it comes to the three main collections, so you're going to be getting the acorn woods, you're also going to be getting the butterfly blue, which on Saturday night here in the UK, absolutely flew out. But the other one that you're going to be getting is the forever florals. You're going to be getting the background as well as the toppers for each set. So the background, the toppers, you're also going to get the inserts, and you're also going to get a little book to coordinate with each collection. One of them, or two of them actually, is 8x8, one of them is 6x6. Let's have a look at the butterfly blue, this side here. So a butterfly blue that you can see. Now this has got the electric blue mirror card that you could get. Actually, I've just said that. Do we still have right, okay, no. So, if you want to also go for the electric blue mirror card, that is limited stock as well. So you want to check that one out into your baskets. That's going to complement this collection just beautifully. It is mirror card. I'll tell you a wee bit more about mirror card later on throughout the show. So that one is your butterfly blue. Then what we have got as well, so we have got our springtime collection just over to the side of it. Springtime florals. All of these are die cut when it comes to these toppers. So pop them out, just snip them out if you want as well. So you're able to then create these gorgeous cards. So that is of course your butterfly blue, or of course your springtime floral within that set here. Gorgeous springtime colours as well. When you're on the website, check out the adorable scoreable that's there to complement this collection. All matte-tastic, which means you can stamp and ink onto it. But I did say we've got three collections, and we have got acorn woods, which is going to be on this side that you'll see just in a moment or two. There we go, really subtle colours, really pastel colours as well that will work with your springtime florals. Really cute characters as well. So think about when it comes to Easter time, you know, going to be great for that one, but you can of course use them and incorporate them. Maybe new baby cards. These are going to be spot on for new baby cards, not just celebration cards as well. Also matte-tastic, which means you can stamp an ink on top of it. And then there's also a really nice, adorable, scoreable collection of cardstock to complement this one too. So, as I say, when it comes to the Hunky Dory, the Buy the Show collection, £83.51 here in the UK, $123.22 for you guys stateside. So, if it lasts until launch day later on, that's going to be with Ben and Joe and Sarah. Joe and Sarah, 3 p.m. here in the UK, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. But that's not it that we've got today. We've also got Monday Makers. As Debbie is back today, you know, when I say she's back, she has been here. She's just been focusing down Crate and Craft here in the UK. But she's going to be here for Monday Makers with Joe. And she's going to have these build scenes on. Now, some of you may have seen these ones in the past. Some of you, because there's relatively new crafters joining us every single day, because you are taking up crafting or because of what's going on in the world. These create the most incredible cards. Straight away, use your die cutting machine, you've got an instant card. We've got this butterfly. Each of them have two dies. You have the detail as well as the outside die. We've got this rose, another gorgeous one. Nice bit of open space if you're wanting to pop in a sentiment. We've then got the cross. This one has been absolutely phenomenal. With that one there, it is thinking of your Easter time, of course. But then, of course, your celebrations, anything religious is going to be good as well. Not always a die that we see a lot of with a cross, so you can incorporate that one. And another really popular one, and this one is our church scene. So we can see the length of it that way, and you can see this is what it's going to look like when it's die cut. This is the one that I'm going to be showcasing later on in Wake Up Call. Each of these are 6.9 times 4.9 inches, so good sizable cards that you can be making. So there is the details right on the size at right at the side of me. These are large size dies. These are your Gemini Big Scenes Create a Card Die selection. 36 elements in total, because what I never showed you, You're also getting your stamped sentiment and your little tag dies as well. So these are going to be good for your sentiments, which I will show you. £65 here in the UK or $78 for you guys stateside. When you're across on our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu, that just means that you can have a look and you can peruse at your own leisure. You guys for Europe, your prices in euros are across on your site as well. Don't forget that brand new Get It, Got It Good, but also if you are interested in the Hunky Dory crafts by the show, do check that one out soon, specifically the butterfly blue, because that is phenomenal. But what we're going to do is, on this day actually, you might not know, because we've got quite a few groups out there on Facebook for you to join. On this day, there was the very first chat group. So that's leading us to what's kind of going to be our topic of conversation. And I think what we're going to do is let's go across to Joe. He's going to tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be talking lots today about all of the different groups that everyone can join. There's absolutely loads of them in our Crafters Companion virtual community. I'm going to tell you a bit about some of them as we go through the show. So do stay tuned for that. I'm going to talk firstly about the Club Inspire community. I manage so many of you, thousands of you in that group. And it's basically a Crows group exclusively for members of Club Inspire. You'll find inspirational videos, downloads, offers and freebies that you won't get anywhere else, which is awesome. But what I think we'd love to know about, wouldn't we, Craig, is people that have formed friendships in our group, because we hear so much about it. We even hear about people driving interstate to meet up in the US with their crafty friends. So I'd love to know about crafty friends that you've made in our groups or through our shows here on Crafters TV. And I even have heard, Craig, about little craft groups taking place as well. So looking forward to hearing your stories about that as we go through the show today.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be really interesting to see what you are all saying at home. So let's do a little bit of a good morning. It is, we've got Rachel, who's our social media guru, who is keeping us flowing for today. So good morning or good afternoon to Rachel. But we've got Patty saying good morning, everyone from Michigan. Good morning. Charlotte Bruce is saying good morning. She's from Tennessee. Good morning to you. We've got me from Dublin, Ireland, is saying good morning. Good morning. Diane from Indiana. We've got Karen from Maryland. June from Norfolk, Lisa from New Jersey, Deborah from Louisiana. We've got Crafty Creations is saying, morning everyone from Somerset. Good morning to you. Julie on YouTube is saying, love the t-shirt, Craig. Absolutely. It's quite smart, isn't it? My auntie and my uncle gave me I want to say, was it for Christmas or maybe my birthday last year? And yesterday I was doing the housework, and you know when you're tidying up the drawers with the t-shirts and that, I came across it and I thought, I know, I'm going to put that on today. You know, keep calm, and I'm a crafter, so we can keep calm and keep crafting. We've got Kathy on Facebook saying, good morning, Craig. Happy to be with you this morning. Well, I'm happy to have your company. And we've got Sandra Dundas on YouTube saying, morning, Craig, CTV crew, Joe and crafty friends. Glad I've got my Hunky Dory order on Saturday, like the t-shirt, Craig. Absolutely. I'm glad you managed to get a hold of it. Anyone else that did, then brilliant. If not, check it out at the moment. So before we go on our first demo, which is Hunky Dory, we have, of course, as Sandra is saying, good morning. Good morning, Johnny.
Morning.
Good morning, Charlotte.
Morning.
There we go, good morning. I know, and I keep, we are afternoon now, so I'll need to remember that. But either way, we're morning somewhere. Right, let's have a look at what's coming up later on today with Joe and Sarah, and this is launch day and it's all about the Hunky Dory crafts. As I say, I kind of got my way, in a way, and I got the Hunky Dories moved to Saturday night on Craft House with myself and Joe, and I'm not surprised it was busy. Kind of threw us today. Sarah came in today and she was like, what did you do on Saturday night, with all that stock? So goes to show how much my love of Hunky Dory comes through the screen to you guys at home, and your love as well. So what we can do is let's actually bring a few finished samples. Now this is what sort of thing that you can be making using the springtime collection. Now I say springtime collection, it's just what I always refer it to. You can see here, whether it is your concept cards that you can see, your easel cards, your stepper cards, anything like that that you can be making. So we've got our Forever Florals for this one. Here's another one, nice little DL card, but this one has been made by Kat Hollis, and she's made a really nice DL card but popped over the side that you can see here. adding a little bit extra dimension. Another one using the Forever Florals. This is using actually the part of the 8x8 paper pad that comes with it, all matte-tastic, so ink onto it if you want. I made this one on Saturday night with myself and Joe during Craft House, so different concepts that you can see here. Let's go on to acorn wood. So you've got all these bits that die cut out. So you've got the frames, you've got the toppers, you've even got inner frames as well that are all foiled that you can be using. And we can see here now, this is the sort of card I mean by inner frame. So we've got the topper, we've got the outline topper, and in this frame in the middle, aperture frame, there would have been a gold frame to go with that. So you can be using them as well. And you can see with the colours, I kind of picked across it earlier on saying it would be good for new baby cards, which it absolutely would be. And then we've got our electric blue. So this one is our butterfly blue, and the layers have been done and used using the electric blue. If you are looking to get that Miri card, do check it out very, very quickly, because that's going to go soon as well. Couple more. All these samples I'm showing you throughout Wake Up Call, and Joe will show you later on launch day, are all made by the incredible design team at Hunky Dory Crafts. So a big thank you to all of them. We can see using the background, using the toppers all together. The butterfly blue, that is the only one that is being created using kind of like their traditional adorable scoreable. And what that means is there is a coating to it. The other two is a matte-tastic, which I have said that you can ink and stamp onto it if you want. So what we're going to do is I've got a couple of demos all lined up. So I think within this segment here, I think we'll actually get through 2 demos. So what I'm going to do is let's go in with my tape runner here. And I've taken the butterfly blue collection. I've taken one of the papers. So this comes within the 8x8 paper pad that you get within the butterfly blue collection. And I've chopped them down into 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And I've chopped down the electric blue to 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And as you can see, I've done that 6, 7, 8 times, and I've taken a topper from one of the topper sheets. That can then go into the middle. So what I'm going to do is, using my tape runner, I'm going to go all the way around. And this is going to show you how you may have, or in most cases, like me, once you've been creating your cards or project, you're going to have offcut layers, offcut toppers. So why not use all these little bits that you have left over? They don't have to be from the same paper pad. You could be mixing and matching them from throughout, but you can then layer them up. And with the Miri card, the reason the Miri card is simply outstanding is the Miri card is a brand. So I always like to explain it that Miri card is a brand and Mirror card is kind of like a shop's equivalent. So what I mean by that, and I always use Coca-Cola as an example. Coca-Cola is the brand and Cola Drinks is the shop's own brand of cola, and that's how it works with Miri. Miri's the brand and Mirror is the craft company's equivalent. So you cannot get any better than Miri, and of course, no surprise, Hunky Dory, they use Miri for everything. And if you do watch Hunky Dory's TV team, so we've got Anne-Marie, who's currently on annual leave, so she's actually on maternity leave. I think she's due back soon, actually. So she is, instantly you say Hunky Dory, you think of Anne-Marie, the queen of Hunky Dory, I say. But then you've got Sheila, you've also got Natalie, many will know her as well from being on social media, as well as Anne-Marie. But then there's always P-Wheels too, Pauline Wheeler, who gives great cuddles. I do miss those cuddles since everything that's been going on.
P-Whizzle, as I call her.
You call her P-Whizzle?
The big dog P-Whizzle, I call her.
The big dog P-Whizzle, yeah, she does. She does give good cuddles though, doesn't she?
She gives the best cuddles in craft. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely.
Honestly. Obviously, pre-Patty D times, she gave the best cuddles in craft.
Yeah, absolutely. She does indeed. So that is the TV team, or those that are at forefront of Hunky Dory. But then you do have Big Boss Dan as well, and then you've got Anne, who's mum. They call her mum because she is actually Dan's mum, and also Adam, who's Dan's brother. So they are the head of Hunky Dory. Love Anne. I've not actually seen Anne for quite some time. So maybe when this is all over and done with, I'll be able to have a trip through to Preston where Hunky Dory is.
I'd love to call into me for a cuppa. I'm only about 40 minutes down the road as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
oh, I didn't realise you were that close.
Come round for a cuppa. I'll make you a bit of lunch or something.
Do you know something? I think we need to plan that. One day, what I can do is have a trip to Hunky Dory.
And there's an amazing, huge craft shop just around the corner from my house, Craig, as well, which I know you'd love.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even better. What I might do, if I can speak nicely to maybe Anne-Marie or Big Boss Dan, I'll maybe see if I can have a little trip to their head office. What do you think?
Sounds great. I'll join you.
Yeah, do you want to do it? Because I know that's where their factories are, where they create all the toppers and backgrounds.
Maybe we could get you maybe we could commission some Hunky Dory cards, or maybe we could get like a Scotty Hottie topper pad made or something like that. What do you reckon? with the Laird tartan print in the background. I think that'd be great.
Do you know, you know me, I would never say no to anything like that. You know how world famous their adorable scoreable cardstock is.
What theme would it be around if Craig did have a luxury topper assortment? Let me know in the comments what the themes would be. I think it would definitely have a wrestling theme, but what else would be in there? Maybe some candles as well.
Maybe.
I'm not sure, let me know.
A little bit of, I think as well, of course, tartan, it has to be. But what to do as well, always check out. Now, it's not something that we get a lot of here at Crafters Companion when it comes to Hunky Dory. So you can always check it out on the search engines, but they do incredible foiled acetate as well. So you can always have a look at components like that. So I would like to think that I would have some foiled acetate, Joe, within the cardstock selection. I think that would be quite nice. But I just think when it comes to Hunky Dory and Crafters Companion, it's a match made in heaven. Absolute match made in heaven. Because can you imagine some of these backgrounds being used with Nature Garden Peacock Collection? How phenomenal would that work? That would work so, so well. But what I've done is I have popped my squares in. I've not popped them in the order that I cut them out from, randomly popped them out. And I'm going to pop this topper into the middle. And within the show as well, we do have a little book with lots of sentiments. So it's the 2021 sentiment book, and there's also one that is Matt-tastic. So you can maybe pop a sentiment into the middle. But what I've also done is I've taken one of the coordinated inserts. You are getting inserts within each collection to complement each collection, but you can, on all of them, including the butterfly blue, add some colour to them, because the inserts are a matte, which means that not only could you stamp your sentiment, but what I do is go on to my Microsoft Words on my laptop and I print out either verses or poems if it's for a special friend or family's birthday. But you can ink them. So I'm adding a little bit, subtle bit of baby blue, not much at all, but it's just to capture the edges, just to soften them as well. So I'm going to finish this bit here. And then what I'm going to do as well, Joe, is you can absolutely use your tape runner, but I'm going to go along the top because I've done a top fold card here. So that means our card is going to open at the top. Now I like to, and we explained this on Saturday night during Craft House, I like to just pop adhesive along the top because if you go into these luxury card stores, not that I've been in one for quite some time, but the real luxury cards have the inserts that just nicely flow and they just freely flow about within the card once it's opened. So what I'm doing is I've popped my adhesive along the top and I'm popping it at the top of the spine, and that's all that I'm doing. So your insert will be flatter. I've just caught the corner with my blending pad. But we can see how that just freely flows, mouthful. And then a really quick and simple card by chopping down either your 8x8 papers or of course any extras that we can see here. So you can see that's how that comes together, and look at that electric blue. So let's set that one to the side. Right, Johnny, how long have I got? Ah, perfect. Let's go for it. What we're then going to do is let's go into our floral collection. So we're going to Forever Florals. And what I've done is I've taken a couple of pages from the 8x8. So to give you an example, this is kind of like what one of the 8x8 pages was like. So you had the tulips, you had a couple of toppers, you had another couple there, and I've chopped down a couple of them. So we're going to move this one to the side. And what I've also done is I've taken, for this concept, you will need a larger piece of cardstock. I've taken a pastel yellow Centura Pearl. It is from A3. And what I have done, if I bring in my scoreboard for this one, I'm going to take this one. So it's 6 inches by 14 inches. And I just need to double check where I scored. 1 inch, 2 inch, and 8 inch. So let's bring this back in. So we're going to score now at 1 inch, 2 inch, and 8 inch. So we're going to score at 1 and 2 and then 8 inch. Now don't forget, I can see my phone at the side. Comments are still coming through, so get your comments in. Really busy this, Monday lunchtime here in the UK. So you can, of course, let us know, myself and Joe, who's reading the comments just now, if any friendships or that you have formed on our social media pages, or pages in general. And also, every time you comment, your name will go into the draw for that Craft Month goodie bag that'll be announced with Joe and Debbie Robinson later on today on Monday Makers.
Some people talking about the Club Inspire group, Craig. Some
Yes.
people, when they joined Club Inspire, didn't get the code via email. So if you are one of those people and you didn't get the code in your email, then just drop customer services a line and they'll provide you with that code so you can make sure you get in as part of the club. A lot of people letting me know what they've been ordering over the last 24 hours with regards to Hunky Dory, Craig. I don't think at this rate there's going to be much at all left for that later show. So might just be me and Sarah doing a lot of tap dancing. Who knows?
It might be, yeah. You can sing, can't you?
Absolutely not.
No, you can't. Oh well, maybe not. Maybe Sarah will do a bit of a dance or something. Who knows? Either way, I'm going to be watching, that's for sure. I want to see how this goes. So what I've done here is I folded these bits. So I've done a mountain fold, I've done a valley fold, and I've done a mountain fold. So this creates kind of a bit of a forward stepper card that we can see here. So what we can do is I'm just bringing in the one that I've already done. And then what I've done is, using our pastel green texture cardstock, I've matte and layered this main topper on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that in here. So I'm popping my finger kind of at the top of where this line was, so that I don't put my adhesive over the top. So let's get this in. We're going to pop this one down. This can then go into place here. And what I'm doing is I'm not going right down to the fold at the bottom. I'm maybe leaving about 1/4 of an inch. And then what I've done beforehand, because you get about 4 sheets that match, I fussy cut all these layers out. So there's layer 2, layer 3, and then I've got our additional layers here. So we can then bring in our glue gel or our foam pads. So we can start to layer these ones up into place. So what I can do is, let's bring in some of my foam pads. I'm going to layer these ones up. All of these, you can see from the back, are double-sided. So if you wanted to use any as your pattern papers, you can do. But we're going to pop that one on, and then I've even got some more. Actually, let's chop these down. And what I want you to do as well, Joe, is it you that's in tomorrow, or is it Ben?
It's my last day tomorrow.
So
I'm here all day with Debbie Robinson tomorrow, which will be lovely.
Fab. Well, the reason I was just asking is, tomorrow, I thought it was today, but it's actually tomorrow, on Wake Up Call, I have got the penny slider dies and stamps on.
I've seen those, I love them.
And you know how you pop a circle foam pad in the middle so that you can get that action flowing?
Yeah.
What I've done is I've found a die at home that's got a little circle on it that's going to enable you to die cut through your foam pads, that's going to give you that perfect circle for the mechanism. Ooh. And it's a die that many of you are going to have at home, because we've had it in goodie bags in the past. So if you do want to check that out, of course Sarah's got some videos on Crafters TV across on YouTube or our website, but I've got them tomorrow. I'm going to show you how you can create them. And what I've also even done is, if there's any stock left, we still have, or we did have, the Galaxy Mirror card from Hunky Dory. So if that is still in stock, I'm going to show you how you can use that to create your Galaxy backdrop. So that's going to be fun, but that's going to be tomorrow. But what I've done is, you can see, I've fussy cut these ones out, and then I'm going to finish this one off. I'm cutting right up to the edge. Sometimes I leave a little white line, sometimes I go right up to the edge, like I have done on this occasion. And what I do is I freehand cut all the way around with my scissors. If you want to lay out the images and draw around them with a pencil first as a guide, you absolutely can do. But this is the bit I just find so therapeutic when it comes to crafting. Cutting out any layers that you wish to cut out, and you can go to town with them.
Loads of love for all of these Hunky Dory items, Craig, over in the comments. Molly says that Hunky Dory paper is beautiful. Love the butterflies, along with the purple blue hues. Eleanor says, I never bought Hunky Dory before. It seems like a really lovely collection. Joy says, Joe, they could do it with Craig as an illustration. This is about your luxury topper collection.
Oh, yeah.
A crown on his lovely head, and call the collection Fun with Craig, the Craft King.
Aww.
There you are. Karen says she loves all the Hunky Dory collections. A lot of people talking about your range having lots of foam pads in it.
Oh, absolutely.
Really be the theme. A lot of people are panic buying now from that Hunky Dory show that's coming up later. Remember, the full launch day will be here at 3 p.m. in the UK, which is currently 11 a.m. of course on the East Coast. To join myself and Sarah for that. It's going to be loads of fun.
It is, yeah. I did notice yesterday, I noticed 2 comments where people were looking forward to the Hunky Dory launch, but didn't actually realise we had it on Saturday night, Joe. So therefore, if that is the case, then do make sure that you have a look, relatively soon, so you get your hands on the goodies. But now what I'm doing is I'm layering all these up with my pads, layering them all up, taking my backing off. If you want to use that glue gel, it's optional, but I'm going to pop them in. And into some of these layers, like this one, what I've done is I've cut into the top of the tulip, and that's going to add that bit of extra depth to them. And layer these ones up. So let's bring in this one as well. So we've got an extra one. And if you got your hands on last week's Get It, Got It Good, you could come along and make boxes or envelopes set for them. But then to say as well, I do have something to do with a scoreboard or envelope box maker tomorrow on Wake Up Call. So do keep your eyes peeled on that one. If maybe you were having a bit of time with the family last week, you missed the Get It, Got It Good, maybe for whatever reason you couldn't get your hands on it last week, with obviously, I know so many people at the moment were just tightening our belts penny wise. You maybe couldn't get it next week. Tune in tomorrow on Wake Up Call. Now what I'm doing, just to finish this card off, I've added these butterflies, and I'm only popping the glue on the body. I think it's starting to dry up. I might just have enough here. So press that one on, keeping them flat, and then I've got 2 toppers to add to finish it off. So if I let's get in with a pin there. And then with this last butterfly, I've cut it out, but what I've done is I've only cut out the top wings as well as the body. So here we go, let's press this. I'm scared to press too much in case it just do a big dollop at once. So what I'm going to do is let's pop a little bit of dotty, and that can go over the top. And then what I'm going to do is let's just hold down this. I like to do this, it gives me that bit of structure to hold down the body and pull up the wings. And then last but not least, what I can do is if I bring in one of the extra toppers that came on that same 8x8 sheet, this one can go here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring another topper that's come within the same sheet, and it tells you a little bit about the tulips.
Tell us about your tulips, Craig.
Yeah, originally grown wild in the valleys of Tian Shan Mountains, tulips were cultivated in
Constantinople?
That's it. As early as 1055. By the 15th century, tulips were among the most prized flowers, becoming the symbol of the Ottomans.
Yeah, call me Charlie Dimmock.
Yeah, absolutely. And you knew that word, didn't you? Not good with big words like that on a Monday.
I think Constantinople is what was Istanbul, Craig. I could be wrong.
Is
Someone
it?
will let me know in the comments, I'm sure.
I highly doubt you would be wrong, Joe, because you are really good with knowledge.
Geography. I'm pretty good with it. I tell you what I do like, Craig, is when you do that, the guess the flag game.
Oh yeah.
That I'm pretty good at that one.
You're good with that one.
And guess the capital city as well. That's also a good one.
You good with them as well?
I have so much fun in my house. It's wild, I tell you.
Yeah. See, when it comes to geography, the only thing that I kind of find really, really interesting is, things like volcanoes and earthquakes and that sort of stuff on the geography scale. But when it comes to natural disasters, Johnny, basically, yeah.
If you've seen some of my shows here at Crafter TV, they could be described as natural disasters, Craig.
Clearly you've never seen Fridays.
Constantinople is what is now Istanbul, Craig.
Right.
I've had it confirmed.
You've just had it confirmed, yeah. If you want to see what natural disaster at Crafters TV looks like, have a look at Friday's edition of Wake Up Call. Becky was phenomenal, as always. Me, on the other hand, couldn't get my words right, couldn't get my descriptions out, trying to make up for it today. But here we go. No, don't worry, Johnny, it wasn't your shift at all, so don't panic. You weren't leading the lead. So here we go. So what we've got is we've got dimensional card. Now, some of you might find that you are overly covering the actual image too much, so you don't have to do what I'm doing. But keeping in mind, what we're then going to do is be able to then still see the image from underneath. So pop it into an envelope. So, you don't need an overly thick envelope or box, but you've got a little bit of depth that you can see here. That's one way in which you can use the 8x8 paper pads. Use it flat. If maybe you don't want to do fussy cut out, you don't. You can do exactly what I've done, but change the colours as well. Such a gorgeous collection, Joe. I know it was really popular, as it all was on Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very, very popular. Some of it is left. What is left, do make sure you snap it up. Lots of you talking about chat groups. A lot of you talking about trying to arrange meetups as well in the socials at the moment, which is really exciting. Those people in there working out who lives near who at the moment. A lot of you, who was it? It was Helen Peachy was saying that she lives near Hunky Dory store, only about 20 minutes away. So she said, and the CC store is about 45 minutes away. So she might have to do leave a little room on the credit card, do a little bit of a trip. Talking about our groups and all the different groups that we have, one of the biggest groups we have, of course, is the Fans of Crafters Companion on HSN page, and that's all of you guys that shop our products over on HSN. There's over 20,000 of you sharing hints, tips and ideas in that group alone, and it's all about the products that feature on HSN, of course. Another great one is the Get Organised Challenge, which is something that we've incorporated all of the Totally Tiffany items in. There's over 25,000 of you all in that group. Get Organised with a Z challenge, and loads of you sharing all your different hints and ideas about all of your craft room makeovers and how you're organising all of your crafty stash. Almost 20,000 of you as well in I'm a Crafter's Companion, which is a great place where you share all of your projects, and it's also quite an encapsulating one, whether you shop with us on Create and Craft or QVC or here at Crafters TV. Lots of you asking questions, connecting with our design team there as well, so that's also a fantastic one. If you love all things inky as well, then you'd want to become a member of the Spectrum Noir creative community, and that is the official Spectrum Noir group. Everyone shares all their projects, and there's also a monthly challenge along with exclusive tutorials in there as well. So go and give those groups a like, and I'm sure if you love Crafters TV, you're going to love sharing your ideas with all of our crafters in those groups, which is amazing. Pamela says there is a tulip farm in Rochester, New York, that has loads of tulips, fields of them. I have to visit. They do a tulip festival. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? We were talking about doing a crafting festival, a festival like a music festival, Craig, that also has crafts in it, called Cardstock. I think it could be great. I think it could take off.
I think that sounds awesome. That is so good. I love that title as well. Yeah, it could do a lot of crafting, different stalls, and that would be so good. Joe, what I actually want to say as well, before we go into a crafty tip that I'm away to show you, that Hunky Dory by the show as well. Just to say as well, we have, not me, obviously, I'm here. We have checked with Hunky Dory and even we can't get any more in. Now, I should be concerned with Sarah later on. I'm not. You guys are watching, so your early bird catches the worm. So if you are wanting that, then do make sure that you get it into your basket, get it checked out. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. You know it's going to be secured and it's going to be on its way to you. Are we going to get any more in the future? I don't know. You know we've been doing more and more Hunky Dory shows, so do make sure that you check that out. It's one that you're not going to want to miss, that is for sure. So what we're then going to do now is we're going to move on to a bit of a crafty tip. And with this one here, I'm actually going to be using what Debbie and Joe's got coming up later on. It's the Big Scene Creator Card dies. And this is going to be kind of like a 2-for letterpress technique. So I'm going to use one of the dies and I'm going to emboss it into white cardstock. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink the die first. So not only are we embossing in, we are then going to be inking in as well. So we're getting a 2-for embossed letterpress technique. So what do I mean by that? Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of cardstock, and I've got some watercolour card, you can use watercolour card because we're using an ink pad. However, because we're not actually going to be doing any colouring or that, white smooth cardstock is going to be absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do so that I can show you is I'm going to bring in, it's actually a piece of Centura Pearl, which isn't an issue, but I do just want to show you on white cardstock. So I'm going to bring in a piece, and just for the sake of it, I'm going to cut it down to 5 by 5. Did I leave enough room? Oh, I have left enough room, but I tell you what, let's still go a little bit bigger so that you can see. And I actually have my Daddy Gemini to the side of me, simply because my demo next with the Creator Card dies, I'm going to need the actual large Gemini, the Daddy Gemini. So what I'm doing is I'm going to bring in, for this one, the cross. And this one, I am going to say, out of all the Creator Card dies, these ones as well as past ones, this is your guys' favourites. Because it's not often that you see something that would be good for religious themes, as well as, you know, Easter, etc., which I know is religious. But we're going to bring in our die here. And then what I'm going to do is I've brought in a piece of water reactive ink pad. You can use quick dry if you want, but I am going to use my water reactive. And what I'm doing is I'm carefully, but I'm not being overly gentle, I'm tapping some ink onto my die as if I would be using a stamp. So I'm going to tap, 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 and with obviously the colour of the die in the ink pad, you're not actually seeing it on the die, but you are seeing it onto my glass mat. So once I'm happy with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my base cutting plate, and for the sake of it, my A4 embossing mat seems to have disappeared, but it doesn't matter, we can still do this onto our rubber embossing mat from our Gemini Junior. So we've got our Gemini Junior or A embossing mat, cardstock, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my die over the top, and I'm going to be careful to try and not move it, because if I move it, we're going to smudge that ink that's underneath. What we're also going to do is tape it down. So we're going to tape that into place, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our plastic and magnetic, and as it's a rubber embossing mat, we are not putting in the magnetic shim. Never have the two of them at the same time. And this is just to show you that, of course, dies, you can absolutely die cut with them. That's the whole point of them. You know, because of what we've done in the past, you can foil with them. My next craft along next week is going to be with the foil press. So stay tuned for that one. There'll be information on that coming soon. And you can, of course, as I say, foil with it, but you can emboss with it or put some ink on and then emboss like I've just done here. So if I remove these plates out of the way, and I'm going to remove this, so there will be enough pressure for the die to actually emboss into the card without it actually die cutting. And because of the material, it's like magic, your embossing mat never ever cuts with your actual die. If you put in the wrong combination, then you could potentially damage your embossing mat. And what I mean by that is if you do put in your magnetic shim, that's going to give it an incredible amount of pressure, which could potentially cut into that. But as long as you do it in the right way, what will happen is it will then stay all in place. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to remove my tape. So if we remove this one here, and then we're going to remove the next one. And with this die, or anything religious themed, or where you want to use this cross, you're going to find 9 times out of 10, many of you at home, like me, are going to use this one with subtle colours or pastel colours. It's not one that you're going to go bright and bold, although you absolutely can do. Creative control is completely in your hands. But what this does is look at that. So we've now done a letterpress technique, one, by embossing into your cardstock using the embossing mat. But what we've also done is layered up with the ink, and then that's pushed the ink into the emboss. So if I turn it round, there's the back, and it's not cut. But if I turn it that way, you can see this is where you've got that embossed detail. However, you've got the ink in place of all the die cuts. So what I'm going to do is even then, just quickly, I'm going to line these ones up with my guillotine. You can then come along with some cardstock, or maybe you just want to go straight on to a piece of card blank, or you might want to do this with a blue, maybe pop a little bit of that electric blue mirror card if you've managed to get your hands on it. But here we go. How well is that? Another different take with your die. So die cut with it, foil with it, emboss with some ink, so getting that double letterpress technique. There's a number of different ways in which you can use your dies, not just when it comes to die cutting as well. So a nice way of doing it, a nice subtle way as well. But yeah, such a fun way of doing it, and just a standout way without giving too much, you know, kind of like pizzazz to it, keeping it subtle. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go over to my next demo. So while I get sorted, I know Joe's got some more comments that he's going to read from all of you at home.
I have indeed. Which we love. Aisha says, I love seeing the inspiration for all the crafters. That's why she's on the group. Alicia saying, I'm in the fans of Crafts Companion on HSN group. I remember when it was about 200. Boy, has it grown. It's so wonderful to talk to everyone from all over the world. Kathy saying as well about the crosses. She's got 2 cut out and sit on her workspace. She had an idea to use them with some acetate, but she's changed her mind. She's going to start over. That's the great thing. You can start over quite easily. Now, more talk about the groups. Now, if you are a soft crafter, we have a dedicated soft craft group, 6,500 of you in there sharing ideas, and it's to bring together like-minded people for quilting, sewing, fabric, thread, and anything else that is needle craft based, which is awesome. And you'll find loads of help and support. I know Bernie and Lizzie are often mooching around in that group, offering you lots of help, which is fantastic. But there's so many other groups. I talked earlier about the Club Inspire community for all of our Club Inspire members. There is also as well, and fingers crossed, you know, maybe this year or next year, Craig, Craftiganza. We have a Craftiganza Facebook group, but let's hope maybe the back end of this year, who knows, potentially even next year. It will happen again, I'm in no doubt. Also another great one that I know loads of you love being in is our Crafters Companion monthly craft kit group, which is fantastic. Over 5,000 of you in there, and it's an exclusive group for our monthly craft kits. If you've bought one of our craft kits, you'll be able to access it, and it's where basically you can share all the things that you've created with that particular craft kit, and you can obviously see what all of your fellow crafty friends have been up to in there as well. We also have a retail store community group as well here in the UK, and we have a couple of international groups as well, which I absolutely can't forget about. We have our there's a Crafters Companion Netherlands group in the Netherlands, which is not officially run by us, but it's an affiliated group, which is awesome. I did see another one here a minute ago. I'm going to find it. We have a special German one for all of our little Schmetterlings, the Crafters Companion Deutschland Fangruppe, where there are thousands of you in there, all sharing the ideas. A lot like the fans of Crafters Companion on HSM one, but it's for all of you guys that buy our products through QVC in Germany. So loads of you in there having lovely conversations, and a lot of great place for you to share projects that have, like some of our sentiments, Craig, don't they, that we do in Germany, for instance, have German language on them. So that's where everyone's sharing all of those kind of things. So if you're in Germany or you speak German, then that is definitely the place for you. I think we need to rename it the Little Schmetterlings, that group, Craig. What do you think?
That's really good. I like that. Little Schmetterlings, that's really good. Love that idea.
Maybe that's what my fans could be called, Craig.
The
Little Schmetterlings.
Well, talking about fans, Joe, I don't know if you've seen this one. Judy Kyle's on YouTube. Did you see that?
I didn't see it, Craig.
You didn't see it. Joe, you look sexy in that shirt. Love it. There you go. Get your jumper. You've pulled.
Denise said as well, a little earlier, I mean, whilst we're blowing my trumpet, Denise said earlier, Joe always looks great, but today there is something extra.
Joe, you're looking so well just now.
Thank
lately.
you. Thanks,
you
Craig.
really are.
I feel great. I really, really do.
Yeah, you are. You really are looking well just now, and yet everyone else is noticing it as well. Even going as far to say you look sexy in that shirt. There you go.
I'm blushing under this makeup,
Craig.
Craig.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you are. We can't say that word at 10 to 1 in the afternoon, can't we?
Well, it's a bit late now.
I've said it twice.
You've said it 4 times now, so.
Here we go, yeah, we have indeed. Rightio, what we're going to do is we're now going to have a look to see what's coming up later on with Mr. Sexy himself and Debbie Roberts. Sorry.
It's coming out my nose.
That's not sexy. This is our Gemini Big Scene Creator Card die. So this is where you're going to get 36 elements in total. You've got your 4 designs. Each of them you've got an outline die. So there is your 2 within each set. But then what you're also getting is you're getting a little set that's got lots of sentiment dies in there and also some corresponding frames, little frames in different shapes so you can cut them out. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the church scene within this one here. And what I've done already is I've taken our grey cardstock. This is from our grey 12 by 12 paper pad, and just checking it is 8 by 8. Now what I've also done is using my ruler. What I've done, because I'm going to do this another 3 times, well, I've done it twice and I'm going to do it a 3rd time for you to see. So to make sure I get it in the same place every time, I've lined my ruler up along the bottom and then I've drawn a pencil line throughout that bottom, so at the tip of this ruler. And then I've done that for 3 times. So I've done that once, I've done it twice, and then I've done it again on this one here. Now I can see the pencil line. Oh, you can just see it and no more. So that gives me my eye as to where I'm going to line up the die. So I'm going to bring this die into place. So using the die on its own, it's going to be die cutting this image on its own. Using the outline die, this is going to cut the full image out. So within the full set, if you're going to go for the full set, it's £65 here in the UK, $78 for you guys in the United States of America. You're even getting that cracking saving of £17.95 in pounds and $18.75 in dollars. So you're getting that saving already, plus you'll get your Club Inspire when you log into your account and at checkout. Well, pop that one in. You can measure side by side to get it in the same place if you want. I'm not. I'm quite happy that I'm getting it as close to the centre. And then we're going to bring in our base cutting plate. I'm then going to bring in my plastic shim, my magnetic, and then my top plate. So we're going to run these ones through. So these ones, as well as the birth month floral stamping die sets, as well as the spinner dies, Joe and Debbie's going to have on Monday Makers later on today, 7 p.m. here in the UK, 3 p.m. Eastern Time or 12 noon Pacific Time, because you guys stateside, your clocks changed yesterday. So we've got a bit of an hour difference for the next 2 weeks before our clocks change in, as I say, 2 weeks' time. So what we can do now is I can take out all these little bits and bringing in your die tool if you want to, take them all out. But I'm going to use my pokey tool because I've only got a couple. So we can then layer these together. And what I have done last night is I'll do a couple of bits to show you. Exactly like decoupage. So I've got my full image here. Then on this one, what I've done is I've snipped out a few elements. So I'm going to take that bit off. I'm going to take that bit off. I'm going to take the top of this turret off. And I'm going to take, let's go for this side tree. I'll leave that there. What else did I take off at the time? I think I took this side tree off here. So we're going to do this one. And then what I did also do is I had taken a few other bits out. So that's what I've just done there roughly. And this is what I've done. So I've taken out the trees that was here, and as well as kind of like the turrets and a few other bits down the side here. So we've got a little bit less imagery. And then for this one here, the third one, I've then reduced that even more. I've taken out the same bits as before, but then I've taken out more bits, the trees down the side, and basically left with this church here, which gives me this look that we can see. So getting less and less and less. What I've also done is, let's bring in the full image. So there's the full image, and all that I've done is I put some of our watercolour card on the back so that we've got a bit of texture. But I also sandwiched some acetate in between just to make it really, really sturdy. So we've got our white stamping card, piece of acetate, and then our image. Then on this one here, so this is where I have taken extra elements out, and once again I've put acetate there just to make it really sturdy. And then the third one, where we've taken even more, what I've also done, chopped out more and popped acetate on the back here. And what I used to actually assemble them was our permanent stick and spray adhesive. So that's going to work beautifully when it comes to the acetate. So then what I've also done is I've taken some really bright yellow card, and this is 8x8. So I've taken a piece of bright yellow card and I've made it not quite 1/4 of an inch all the way around, slightly smaller, and that can layer over the top here, like that one. And I'm going to press. So think of weddings, think of christenings, maybe, you know, anniversaries, renewing your wedding vows, anything along those lines. You could be using this one. So then what I'm also going to do is let's take our tape runner and we're going to run this one round. And on the back of my other 2 layers, I have popped lots and lots and lots of foam pads. So what I'm going to do, because my plan was before we went live to peel them all off, but I got distracted by doing a bit of cutting. So what I'll do is I'll only take a couple off so it can show the concept.
I love that colour combo, Craig.
Really nice, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah, really, really nice. It's just bringing in that image. It's making that grey just stand out that little bit more without going too dark with the black. So got layer 2, so we can see lots of foam pads. So let's take a couple there and let's take this one. What I'll do is I'll do a couple so I can easily prize this off after our show and fully layer it up. So now we're creating our own decoupage layer as if we've used one of Hunky Dory's pads. So we can then bring in our next one. So taking another few layers off here, and we can then pop this one on and layer that one here. So we can see, so if I just line that up again there, and then this is giving us the depth when it comes to the image. So we're creating the scene, and then using the same yellow cardstock as well as our white smooth stamping card and also the dies. What I've done is I've stamped out Celebrate from the stamp set, used the nesting die from the set or the tag die, and I'm going to pop that along the bottom. Add a ribbon, a bow if you want, but I'm leaving it there for time and speed. So if I bring this one into place, so what we can do, you'll see how well that stands there. You can see how well that works. So there we go. That's just one of your 36 elements that's coming up in Monday Makers later on today with Joe and Debbie. That's going to be 7 p.m. here tonight, or of course later on here in the United States, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 noon Pacific Time. £65 here in the UK, $78 in the United States of America. You're still getting your Club Inspire. I'm away to dart across to the living room just so that we can finish off the show. But while I do that, we're going to head across to Joe. He'll do a couple of quick comments too.
Lots of you chatting about the group still is the main theme of conversation in the comments today. Deborah says, thank you for reviewing all the different groups that we can join. I didn't know about a couple of them, so we'll go give those a follow. Hadassah says she's in all the groups and absolutely loves seeing everyone's crafty projects. Apparently, Jeffrey says that I'm not able just to change the fans' names. I'm going to have to take it up with founding members Oliver and Charlie about any kind of name changes. Sarah's 2 boys. I'll have words with them, see what they say, see how they feel about it. Joy says we're the best way to start the week, and Jean says thank you for demonstrating these dies. I just got mine. Marie is Cindy it was, Craig, says you always manage to get your layers perfectly placed, which you do, Craig.
Ah, thank you. All to do with our guillotine. Pure and simply all to do with our guillotine. I know we've done bits on previous shows in the past, and I might do that again on a future upcoming wake-up call, just so we can remind you guys. Rightio, so what we're away to do right now, we're going to see at the side in a moment or two. I believe we're going to have today's schedule. So what we're going to do in a moment or two, myself and Joe are going to go into an action-packed craft vault. So that is 1 p.m. here in the UK. Of course, you guys stay, well, do you know what? Don't go far. Just stay here. Stay here because we're away to join you right in a moment or two. Everything within craft vault is 3 for the price of 2. And then we've got launch day. Whatever's left with Sarah and Joe when it comes to Hunky Dory Crafts. 3 p.m. here in the UK, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. And then, as we say, she's back in the building. Debbie Robinson is back in the building with Joe for Monday Makers. That's going to be 7 p.m. here in the UK, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 noon Pacific Time. Thank you so much for a lovely, lovely hour here on Wake Up Call. I'm, oh crikey, look at the time. I'm away to dart back to the counter because we are away to go into our craft vault.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money-saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
Always catches me off guard. Explosive deals though. That is exactly what we've got for you for the next 30 minutes or so of this show. We are going to journey, of course, into the craft vault, which is where you find the best deals, the deepest discount for sure. And we've got a great selection of products for you in this show today. I'm going to get right in with it and share with you what we've got. Now, a fantastic deal. Everything is a 3 for 2 special offer in this craft vault, and we've got some of the most popular edgeable dies, the Debbie Fisher balls as we call them, because the lovely Debbie Fisher had a hand in putting these together for us. And 3 of the most popular sentiments in here. You've got the congratulations, you've also got the hello, the congratulations you're not paying for. And this is what you're going to do now, because they're an edgeable, you can do all of those edgeable techniques that you wish with these, which is fantastic. And then you've also got good luck there as well. 15.50 or 23.50. As I said, it's a 3 for 2. You're not paying for congratulations, which is fantastic. We've got some great Sarah signature items for you in this show. Now, I love this. It's the fancy Florabunda. It took me years to learn how to say that. This is a great creator card die with a removable outside edge there as well. So you can cut it in or you can cut it out. It's really fun to paper piece this one. And then what we're also going to give you is the luxury card pack. So it's that gorgeous pearlescent cardstock that you've got in there. You're paying for those 2, and then for free we're going to send you this. A quarter of the stock has already gone on this deal, I'm hearing. You're going to get the 6x6 rose garden paper pad in there. What a truly sumptuous collection of beautiful floral designs you're getting in there. You're going to get 48 pages in there, and you're not paying for it, which is excellent. $22.98 or $29.98 if you want to get your hands on those. Oh, these are so much fun. It is our recipe dies. Now, you're going to actually get, I can't quite believe this, you're going to get the die for free. Now, the die's worth $14.99 or $19.99, and it's got this gorgeous homemade chocolate chip cookie recipe on here. Then what you've got is everything that you need to make gorgeous tags. So you can either pop this on a tag. We have seen it done where people have actually made jars, laid the ingredients up, and then popped it onto a jar. Already, guys, very busy craft vault today. A third of the stock of this one's gone. Now, you're getting that for the free. That's your comfort join cookies. And then what we're going to give you, the bits you're paying for are this. So we've got the craft cardstock in here, perfect for making those labels out of. And also, you've then got some ribbon in here. So it's the caramel and cream. It's going to be perfect for hanging those tags on. Lots and lots that you're able to do with that one. So do grab that. And then finally, last but by no means least, one of the most popular Nature's Garden collections we've ever brought to you. It is your peacock collection. So this is your Pretty Plumage stamps that you're getting here. You're also going to be receiving in here your Words of Inspiration. This is the one you aren't paying for, guys, totally free of charge. And we're going to give you, you're going to get in here a Harmony Quick Dry ink pad in the Lagoon, which is fantastic. $9.98 or $13.90 if you want to get your hands on those, which is absolutely awesome. Loads in this show. Do be quick though. Lots is going very, very quickly. Sam says the craft vault is open. Lily says hi. Just managed to catch the end of Wake Up and now on for craft vault. Craig and Joe are looking great today. Loving Craig's t-shirt. I tell you what, with these compliments, you spoil us today. Craig, everyone's in a good. A lot of people say they don't like Mondays. I love Mondays. You know, I think it's a great day here at Crafters TV, don't you?
I do, yeah, I agree with you as well. I like it. You know, Fridays are always my favourite day, I think most people, if it's your Friday, but yeah, Mondays as well. Nice way to set off the week with a wake-up call as well as a craft vault, some goodies. But as Joe was just showing you there, the edibles, these are so fun to use and make, and very simple. You don't need to do much to them at all. So what we've got is we've got our die here. Now we've got the main outside die all the way along, so that cuts out, but all of this stays in place. So what I've done, because this die is 6 inches in width, I've taken a piece of cardstock that is 6 inches, and what I'm going to do is, as I say, it cuts along the bottom. You can decide if you want to cut it towards the bottom, this little bit will cut out. If you want to cut it maybe further up, all of this will cut out. So you might get a larger strip, you might get an even larger strip, you might want a tiny little hello border along the top. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it just a little bit up from the base, and we're going to pop that here. And depending on the size of card that you use, so Joe, if you use a slim piece that's about, I think it's about 2 inches, what's our Gemini folder here? 3 inches. So if you used a piece of cardstock that is 3 inches in height, you're going to go through the mini or the Go, so you can still absolutely use them. So what I'm going to do now is, now that we are into craft vault, I'm going to go into my Gemini Junior, swapped over. Johnny being sarcastic in our ear here. It's going, shock horror, I've gone over to my Gemini Junior. So there we go. Where Johnny, yeah, people were talking about that the other day, people's favourite Geminis. I don't think I need to go into the fact of the Junior is mine. So here we go. So if I remove this bit, so this is where the bottom bit comes away, so you might just need to give it a snip to the side, and then I'm going to peel this bit off, and all of those little diamond crisscrosses have die cut out. You've even got the word. You can still use all the little off-cut bits, because that does spell hello, and you've got all these little bits here that you could be using for a shaker. But what we can do is, let's take a bit of green. So this green is 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we've got a nice springtime matte layer. So this one can go onto a card blank, and my card blank is white Centura Pearl with a hint of silver. And I have made mine 4 1/2 inches by 6 1/2 inches. And I don't need to worry about the envelope, because I've got my my box maker, my envelope maker at home, and obviously we've got one here. So I could use my own envelope to pop into the middle size-wise. But then I'm going to bring in some pads. We're going to lift this one up. So around the back, let's get our pads going. So we're going to put a few on for now. Let's put one here. And then finish off maybe with a few gems or pearls. But what a lovely card, just to let everyone know that you're saying hello. And fingers crossed, certainly here in the UK, we should hopefully be coming to the end of everything, if we keep everything crossed. But still, there's some people out there that just needs a little card to say that you're thinking of them, or hello, or in a nice springtime. So we can see some of the other ones that we can make. So that's what we've just done. And then a few other ideas. So we've got good luck. So you can do multiple layers if you want. Incorporate your Spectrum Noir. Do all your concepts, maybe down the sides as well. So many. Look at that one. How well's that one been your concept there? Beautiful. One more. There we go. Lots of different ways, but a nice finishing touch to them.
So many different possibilities with edgeables as well. That's the great thing about them. And any edgeable die can be used in pretty much the same way as every edgeable die. Therefore, you can pop yourself back over on our website. We have hours and hours and hours of edgeable masterclasses. There's been edgeable craft-alongs as well. So you're always going to have loads of inspirations. Let me just quickly run you through exactly what you're getting again in there. You're going to get the congratulations, which is the one that you are getting totally free of charge. You are also getting hello, which is this one here that you've just seen Craig use, and you're going to receive good luck in there too. An awesome little deal there. It was actually Jean says, so did Debbie Fisher design those edgeables? Yeah, I think Debbie, it's fair to say, came up with the idea for them, and then Leanne's team step in, took that idea, and then sometimes they're tweaked and, you know, played around with it a little bit. But yeah, predominantly it was Debbie Fisher's idea, which is awesome. We are going to move on to the recipe. Now, I love this. This is really playful and fantastic, and great, I think, if you did want to make little homemade gifts for someone. You know, maybe you don't want to break the bank for birthdays or even Christmases, you know, and you want to. It's so lovely to make something handmade or homemade for someone, isn't it? How about just for, you know, all of those sort of, let's say, mid-range presents that you buy for people. You know, you have a load of people, it's like work colleagues or relations. You could actually just make batches of these awesome cookies up, put them on here, make the tag up with a recipe on, the tried and tested recipe, give them the recipe along with the cookies. Or something else we've seen done before is these gorgeous Kilner jars that you then fill up with the layered ingredients, and then you pop the recipe on there. There's lots of different opportunities. I think it's worth getting these just for the tags alone, because these tags are brilliant. All you're going to do is pop these either end of a piece of cardstock, and then you can cut a fancy end in your tags. You guys know how much I love a tag. So you're getting that totally free of charge. You're also going to get the ribbon in here and the craft cardstock. Now, I think these are beautiful. They work really well with this craft cardstock. So $14.98 or $21.94, that's what you'd normally pay just for the cardstock and the ribbon. However, today you are going to get the stamps and dies included. Is it over a quarter of this has gone now? So it's very busy. A lot of you jumping onto the website for this. If you want to place an order, now's a great time to do so. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu is where you need to go to. Click that shop the show button on the home screen. You'll see absolutely everything in there for you. Something else that is also busy is this Rose Garden collection that we have. So you've got that fanciful Floribunda. Remember, it's a die that you can cut in or out because you've got that removed outer edge. You're also going to get the luxury cardstock from this collection, which is beautiful. 24 sheets in a gorgeous array of colours in there. And this will work perfectly with your freebie. And your freebie in this scenario is that 6x6 paper pad, which is just beautiful. A really gorgeous selection of floral designs in there. 48 6x6 pages, which is brilliant. It's on 180 GSM, so great for mats and layers. Not going to add too much weight to your projects. $22.98 or $29.98 if you want to get your hands on that one. Now, talking of getting your hands on that one, is this what we're going to look at next, Craig?
Yes, indeed. We're going to have a look at the die specifically. A lot of detail within the die, and the fact that you've got the two of them, as Joe went over. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to take the main decorative part. So this will actually be easier taking the outline one first, and then I'm going to take the decorative die. So this is where it's going to cut into your card, and then your outside die is going to enable you to cut it out. So I've got a couple of layers as well from the cardstock. So I've got a piece of the red and a piece of the green, 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then 5 by 7. So what we can then do is I'm going to go in with the decorative part, and I'm going to pop it. Do I want the roses kind of like towards the top? Yeah, let's do that. And with this design, you can have it vertically or horizontally. It's up to yourself. But what I'm then going to do is if I come in here. So taping it down, I'm going to bring in my junior plates, plastic magnetic, and then top plate, and then we're going to run this one through. And I still can never believe, even on craft vaults, you know, we're still seeing things like Sarah's Rose Garden collection because, you know, it's still a relatively new one. So to see it in a craft vault is really quite spectacular to see. So what we can do is taking these ones off. So we've got incredible petals, including the swirls, and you can see you've got the rose head as well. Really nice one to paper piece if you want to, because you've got the intricacy there. If you wanted to cut it out, then this is where the other die comes into place. I'm not. I'm going to use my dotty tape runner. But what you can then still do as well is, I know you're getting is it the 12 by 12 paper pad?
A 6 by 6.
It's a 6 by 6, yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go for maybe a subtler colour with still a bit of red in. So let's go, actually, do I want to go with that butterfly? So there, so do you know something? I'm going to leave that out because I like that bright red just hitting it all the way through. You've got that option if you wanted to sandwich that behind, then you can, but as I say, I'm not. So what I'm going to do is let's go in with my dotty tape runner. So we can then bring that across, and then I'm doing all the edges first. It's just kind of like habit that I always do. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll all the way down. And even with the dotty tape runner, Joe, and anything that's got a lot of lines that are really like only 1 millimetre thin or thick, what I'm doing is I'm being really careful. Sandwich this one into place. And if you've seen Wake Up Call, where I used the big village die or the church die to do your letterpress with your ink as well as your embossing mat, that would look lovely by doing it with this one as well. So if maybe you're just tuning into Craft Vault, always go back and have a look at Wake Up Call on YouTube or our website, because you'll be able to see what I've done.
I think that's really clever, Craig. Like, if you love the idea of paper piecing, but you're just making a lot of projects, don't have the time, I think with that die, it still gives you that same impact, doesn't it?
It really, really does. Gives you that impact. And then maybe what you can do to really give that full paper piece look, so these are all of course, red. You might want to come in with a deep green and only paper piece the leaves in, so that instantly gives you that paper piece look, as exactly as you've just said a moment ago. But instead of doing all the main detail, you're doing just some of the smaller accent detail, and it's still going to look phenomenal. Now you can imagine, even if you wanted to, once again, if you've seen Craft Vault, Wake Up Call, maybe you want to use one of these sentiments, maybe you want to use one of the edgeables along the bottom, you can do. That's all that I'm going to do, so that we're focusing on that die, but you've still got the paper pad as well as the cardstock. Really nice, that one.
Really awesome, and a great value deal for what is a very, very recent Sarah signature collection. You're going to get the fanciful Floribunda in there. It's kind of almost creator card die size, that really.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be lucky really to get that just that die alone. I'm surprised. How much is that die worth on its own? On its own, it is $12.99 on its own. I thought it might be a bit more than that. This one here is your A4 luxury cardstock that you've got there, 24 sheets, and then what you're getting for free is this gorgeous element here, which is your 6 by 6 paper pad, which is just lovely, really beautiful. The great thing about florals is they are absolutely timeless and they're really versatile. So it means you're going to be able to give them to pretty much anyone, and something that will live in your stash and have great longevity. Now, every single day, because it is National Craft Month in the US, we are going to give away an absolute bounty, a haul of crafty goodies, and check out that lot there. Some Sharon Callis items. I can see some outline dies in there. I can see some wrap dies. There's stamps. There's a bit of everything in there. Even some whacking great 8x8 stamps in there too, and a money can't buy badge, which is always lovely. All you need to do is comment in any one of our shows, whether you do that across on Crafters TV on Facebook or over on YouTube by searching for Crafters Companion. just drop us a comment. And then in our later show this evening, myself, it's the return of the Robinson later at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. here in the UK, 3 p.m. on the East Coast. It's no wonder they haven't let us work together for a while, because do you remember, Johnny, the last time that I worked with Debbie? I can't remember what happened. Was it Carrot Gate? I'm not sure. It was one of those things. But we had a lot of fun last time she was here with us, so no doubt we will. And then I'll be here all day tomorrow with Debbie as well, which is fantastic, which will be awesome. So make sure you join us both. But that's when we'll announce that National Craft Month winner for you. Laquiette saying, I agree, the Rose Garden is a beautiful collection and the deal is nearly the cost of the paper pad itself. Absolutely. Mary Pat says, I absolutely love Rose Garden. Hadassah agreeing what an awesome deal it is. And Cynthia is getting lots of great ideas this morning. So she says, thank you for that. You are more than welcome. And loads of you loving the edibles too. Let me just recap again for you the awesome peacock collection that we've got. If you love stamping, you're going to absolutely adore this. Now, you're not paying for these. These are your freebies, your words of inspiration stamp set. And these are great because these could be used across all of your crafting. Beautiful, proud, incredible, you are, happy birthday. They are really fantastic and a great variety of fonts in there, which I think is always lovely. You're then going to get this one in here, which is your Pretty Plumage, which has got that lovely big peacock in there. Love that you've got the corner too, because the corners, these are really fantastic. You can double those up or triple them up even if you want to. Feathers, a lot of symbolism behind feathers as well, so I think that's why a lot of people really love this collection. You're also going to receive in there a Lagoon, a quick dry ink pad as well. $9.98 or $13.90 to get that gorgeous little collection, which I think is absolutely awesome. Patty says the giveaways are off the hook. They really are. She says she loves them all. Nature's Garden, Craig, was, the Peacock Nature's Garden was so popular. Is it your favourite Nature's Garden up there as one of your favourite Nature's Gardens?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely it is, because it has got that teal, it's got the duck egg blue, it's got the mint. It is an absolute incredible collection to actually have within your stash. Not always do you need a full collection, sometimes it's nice just to have little bits, and within this one here that Joe showed you, then that is going to be perfect to have little bits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in one of the peacock stamp, and what I've started to do a lot more, and it's something that Leanne does, and I've actually recently, over the last few days, really that short, I've been doing what Leanne does, and that is stamping multiple times to make a really bold impression. So to make it work perfectly, bring in your large stamping platform. If you don't have our one, it's going to work for any other one that you've got at home. But what I'm going to do is I'm popped a die cut of our white smooth stamping card with our nesting dies. Happens to be the torn edge oval. And then I'm going to press my stamp into place. Now I've taken the parakeet because one, it's one of my favourites when it comes to the colours, and two, it complemented with the full collection of the peacock just beautifully. So what I'm doing is I'm going to stamp, so pressing once, and it is quick dry, so it's still giving you a really cracking impression, Joe. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp again, and because we're using our large stamping platform,
which is back in stock now, Craig.
It is, isn't it? It is. It really, really is. So worthwhile having a look at that on the website. Now look at that. That's just 2 impressions, and even then, how well that stands out. Let's even go now for a third one.
What would happen if you stamped a black quick dry and then the Lagoon quick dry over the top, Craig? Could it just look black, or would it still give you a little bit of something different? A little bit of something?
Well, should we give it a shot?
I think so. I'd love to know.
Yeah? Let's do that.
Here we go. Crafting on the hoof.
Now look how bold that is. Sometimes that might be too bold for you. Do it once. You know, you do only have to do it once. But you can then stamp multiple times to really give that impression that it's a phenomenal look. So what we're going to do is let's do exactly what Joe's just said. And because I've got it right here, let's just use our alcohol proof, because that black one I've got. So I'm thinking, Joe, because I've stamped 3 times and it's given that real strong impression with the parakeet, I'm thinking we're going to get a light detailed black line, and you're still going to see some of that parakeet underneath. But let's have a look and see. So let's press and press all that impression. Oh, wow.
I like it.
Oh, wow.
Looks a bit, it looks a bit vintagey, doesn't it?
It
looks
does.
It's almost distressed. Love it.
It's so smart. Still getting that parakeet just coming out of each of the black lines. You've got that black line that's going to accent it and make it stand out, but you're getting that bit of colour underneath. Love that idea, Joe.
Awesome. We'll put that down as a win.
We should do.
What's happened?
I don't know.
I think we were all unsure if your demonstration was done. That's why there's like some awkwardness. Charlotte's like, I don't know who to cut to.
Yeah, that's it. You want more? You want more out of me? Gosh.
Right. Cindy says the peacock sentiments work for so many things. They really do. Donna says the blue on the peacock is absolutely lovely. It really is. Let me just quickly recap what you've got in here because it is awesome. Remember, you're getting those really versatile sentiments absolutely free of charge, which is awesome. We're not charging you for those. We're basically giving it away, Johnny, aren't we? And we're going to pop in there the pretty peacock, sorry, the pretty plumage stamp, which you've just seen Craig use. As I said, they're really lovely there. If you want to add colour and colour that in, I think if you just want to stamp it out and have it as a silhouette, it looks beautiful too. I love the feathers in here and more sentiments for you too. And then you're going to get the lagoon in there as well. $9.98 or $13.90 if you want to get all of that. Must go back and have another look at the recipe collection because this is awesome. Now remember, you're going to pay for the craft cardstock and the ribbon in here, and we're going to give you the actual recipe stamp and die totally free of charge. Now, we move that out of the way. This is awesome because what you've got is a tried and tested recipe on here, and it is to make homemade chocolate chip cookies. Who doesn't love a homemade chocolate chip cookie? I don't think there is anyone.
Unless it's white chocolate.
Oh, Craig doesn't like milk chocolate. Okay, well, let's go with homemade white chocolate cookies. I love the white chocolate ones, Craig. I mean, I'm just going to say the brand. You know Millie's cookies, and they do the warm white chocolate ones. Oh, yeah. So buttery. So buttery. But yes, so you've got that in there. You can easily change it, make it dark chocolate or milk chocolate or white chocolate if you want to. But what's really awesome about this is the fact that you get these tags. And these tags are really versatile. So you can make these style tags, or what you can do is you've got the two ends, so you can elongate them. I just think they're fantastic. You'll use them across so much of your day-to-day crafting. The other thing that you can do is make these cookies up and give them with the tags on, or actually make the little jars up like it's been done here. You see this a lot, don't you, in the shops where you buy the ingredients. So you'd obviously then have to add the fresh ingredients in there, but your dry ingredients could be all laid up together. I think if you wanted a little bit of crafty something to give you some inspiration, $14.98. Definitely not going to break the bank. $21.94 in the UK. You use your Club Inspired discount on there as well. Now, Craig, we've only got 3 minutes left on the show, but Craig is going to inspire us on double time, I believe.
Well, we're going to have a look at these tags as well as the stamp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in one of the tags. So I've taken the top one. So I know the width of this is 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So I've taken a piece of cardstock that's 3.5 by 3.5. And you can now create the tag to be as long as you want. Long or as short, it's entirely up to yourself. So what we can then do is let's tape this down beforehand. So I like to, not that I used these a lot last year, but when I have done, what I like to do is I like to cut the end of my tag first, and then I'll come along and decide how long I want it afterwards. So I'm going to go in here, and then I'm going to pause it and then reverse it, because I'm only cutting up to the tip. And then what I'm going to do is let's bring in one of these recipes. So we've got a few different selections, recipes or sentiments. So we can see from here, we've created our tag at the top. And what I'm then going to do is if I bring in one of these, let's do the homemade chocolate chip cookie. So what I'm doing is let's bring back in our large stamping platform, and I'm going to pop my, so I'll do it sideways as I find it easier, because what I'll do is if I bring this one in here, and then I'm going to actually, let's pop it that way instead. So position the stamp where you want it to be. And this is what I mean by, I find it easier to do this first and then come along and trim. Quite happy with it here. And I'm going to press that into place. And because I had it to hand, let's use our alcohol proof black. And even, although, you know, the writing is small, but it is so readable. So whether it's just with your eyes or, of course...
Are they photopolymer, these, Craig?
Yeah, yeah. With your glasses or even a magnifying glass.
I thought you were going to take with your glass eyes then.
With your glass eye.
Don't read it with your glass eye, use the other one.
No, you won't be able to read it with your glass eye, that's for sure. But yeah, your glasses or even a magnifying glass, so you can still read it. Last but not least, let's go before we run out of time. Stamp that into place, doing a double stamp, so we get a real impression. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Love these ones.
Really lovely. Don't miss out on those. Less than £15, under $22 if you want to get your hands on them. Don't forget to check out your Craft Vault deals. Big thanks to Craig. It was lovely to gate crash his his wake-up call this morning. Will you have me again tomorrow?
We are indeed. Yep, that's me now for the day. Lots of prep to do, but I will see you at the exact same time tomorrow for Wake Up Call and Craft Vault.
Brilliant. Can't wait to see Craig then. I'll see you guys though. Before that, I'll see you back here in 90 minutes because remember, we've got what's left of that launch day. I need to let you know the buy the show for the Hunky Dory has now sold out and gone. Some of the individuals still available. Check the website for those. Definitely Craig's fault. Join myself and Sarah back here 3 p.m. in the UK, which is 11 a.m. on the East Coast. So I'll see you back here then. Take care.